Intellectually petty radio on your stereo. Don't compare us to anything, this a different scenario. We break records while we pushing the culture forward. Great music and big vibes right in that order. Intellectually petty radio on the stereo. Don't compare us to anything, this a different scenario. We break records while we pushing the culture forward. Great music and big vibes right in that order.
And you're now tuned into another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio in concert with I've been trying to come up with a new intro since we really got start working with Beautiful Machine magazine. So I do apologize. It's taking me a little time to kind of work out the kinks, but that's family over there, man. Love them. Shout out to Nerd DJs Radio too. You already know, man. Week after week, month after month, year after year, we only rock with legends around here. And today is absolutely no exception. We got one of the most diverse actors in the history of thespians. I hope I said that right. We got my man Bennie Taylor in the building. How you doing, King?
Hey, what's going on, my brother? You all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm good, man. How's life?
Life is good. Life is good. Blessed and happy to be here.
You're a big brother. Why acting? Look like you should be beating niggas up or something. See, my first question was ass. He's stuck. And y'all gotta check it. And I'm sorry, Benny. I don't know what happened, bro. It just instantly, you just froze up. But wow, we get that resolved and get that together. I'm gonna take you off the screen right there, just for a second, and hopefully we can get that fixed. Because I ain't sure. And technology is ass sometimes, man. But your man Bennie Taylor, like if you just go any app online and he's got some work there. Let me see. I think we might be good. How you doing, bro?
Okay, there you go. I can hear you again. You just locked up. I'm like, what happened?
I know, man. It was the first question. It was asked, bro. Apparently the Lord didn't appreciate it. So he said, I'm gonna move on, man. Why acting, bro? See, we having more issues. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, because I'm not sure. Like if you're on a laptop, I hope you can still hear me. But if you're on a laptop, please go to a phone. If you're on your phone, please go to a laptop or a computer if you can. Shout out to Christina Fristow. Swagtastic. Bennie Taylor is destined for greatness. I agree with you 1,000% on that. And
get on here.
Okay, let's see.
Or like if you get okay. All right. How we looking?
That's perfect.
That's better.
That is much better.
All right.
And thank you for your patience and thank you for that. And what I was saying, man, you're a big dude, bro. How do you get into acting? Like you look like you should be really like beating somebody up.
Oh, come on now. No, I'm a little guy, man. No, how did I get into acting? Acting was it was kind of a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
It happened over the pandemic. I was running my business, and I do have a lot of colleagues that's in the industry. I was also in the industry doing something else as well too. But everything was shut down. Everything was shut down, and somebody that I was working with said, "Hey, because I was doing voiceover, like radio commercials and everything, and they needed a somebody that looked like me on their roster." And they said, "Hey, you mind signing?" I didn't have anything else to lose, so I'm like, "Okay, yeah, why not?" Sign with them. And because I worked with so many different actors, I was inadvertently teaching myself how to act. So when I did get my first audition, nailed it. It's just like it came like second nature. So I'm like, oh, I can do this. And then the first audition was a commercial. That was a SAG commercial. Nailed that. And the second one was probably one of the biggest ones of my life was Nickelodeon. And boom, nailed it just like that. So it was just one of those things that just kind of happened, you know.
Mhm. At what point do you? Matter of fact, so you say the first one was a commercial, the second one was Nickelodeon. What'd you do for Nickelodeon?
Nickelodeon. It was a movie. It was supposed to be a series called California Dreaming, and I played Clyde Bruno, which pretty much the character was mirrored after Quincy Jones, but a little bit of my edge to a little tougher edge.
Mhm.
I was the father of one of the stars of the show. And the whole thing about my father is just he never said, I mean, not my father, her father, is that he never said anything. You know, wherever he go, his image and his power or whatever always made the way. So he just never had to talk. It just went in. And it went over very, very well. It didn't get picked up from Nickelodeon because they had a similar show.
Mhm.
And they didn't want to just have two shows like that. So unfortunately, it would have been a great show, but it did good the time it was released.
Not that Nickelodeon doesn't have 84 shows that are all the same.
Right.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Right.
At what point do you realize, okay, you know what? I'm good, but I want to be great.
You know what? I've always had the thought process of I can always do better. I can always do better. No matter if I'm so-called at the top of my game, I can always do better. The moment I got on set, because I was really nervous, you know, about doing something in front of the camera. I didn't really have the experience or whatnot. But when I got there, it was just so much fun and it flowed out so easy. And, you know, I got people coming up to me like, oh my God, that performance was great. Your performance was great. Your performance was great. And I'm just thinking like, okay, so when I'm watching myself, I'm like, why didn't I do that? I could have done that. I could have done that. That would have been funny. That would have been, and all of a sudden I got the businessman mind. You know, you can't turn that off. It's that we're always thinking of how to improve on things. So that kind of, it spilled over into the acting.
So, and I'm just kind of eye hustling the comments. And so Barry Wisecup says, Benny is my dude. We've had the pleasure to work with him filming our new Ohio peace officer virtual reality training. Do you do much of stuff
Yeah,
like that?
Barry.
Is that easier to do something like that that's not necessarily going to be seen by the masses, but kind of tunneled to a particular set of people?
Let me tell you something. That is tough. That is really, really tough because it's not like traditional filming. So the way they film is you learn a whole script. And the moment they say action, it's almost like a play. You have to start and go all the way to the end. If you mess up, if one person, there's like 50 people on set. If one person mess up their line and they stop, you got to stop and start all the way over. It's not like a traditional movie or series where you can just stop in the middle of your line and start back up again and they can edit it out. No, you got to go all the way through. And there's some dialogue. So I think that was one of the most toughest challenges I've ever had to overcome as being an actor.
Do you see yourself retiring as an actor?
Yes. I see myself retiring as everything in this business. I mean, directing, producing, rep, acting, you know, perhaps even get my own studio one day. Everything about this business I love, you know. There are things about it that I stay away from, but you know, just the whole aspect of the acting, the putting stuff together, the listening to watching the magic come together is really intriguing. And it's something I've always wanted to do in my life. So yeah, most definitely I want to retire doing this.
You know, it's interesting. Like for music, it seems that streaming has kind of been harmful to artists.
Right.
But it seems that streaming has had the opposite effect for actors and actresses. Is that fair?
Yeah, you know what? Can be. It can be. It gives more people opportunities to be seen, but it also kind of hurts because anybody can get up there, if you know what I'm saying. So you got your actors that are trained, that go to classes and everything, but then you got some where somebody just take a phone and say, hey, let's make a movie. And all of a sudden you got people like, I am good. Yay. And it's on certain platforms. And it's like, oh, really? So, I mean, I'm not hating on anybody because, you know, I do love to see people doing their thing. But yeah, it it's a good and a bad thing at the same time.
And there's a thin line between just a really ass movie and an ass movie that for some reason we had like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes came out in like the 60s or
You
something.
know about that.
It's people still watching that shit, bro. It was one of, it's a cult classic ass movie.
Mhm.
So it's a gift and a curse. You could make something really horrible that turns out to be lovably horrible.
Yeah. Believe it or not, the theme didn't do well in theaters, but now it's a cult classic. And like you said, the Killer Tomatoes, the Killer Clowns, remember that? Stuff like that. Love it.
The Killer Clowns?
You never seen the Killer Clowns?
No.
This interview done. We done. I'm out. I'm done. You have to watch that. Attack of the Killer Clowns.
Speaking of that, totally unrelated, but my little brother, when he's 5 years old, my mother threw him a party, bought him a clown, and he cried like the world was ending. And I still get joy out of those tears.
You're wrong for that. You're wrong for that.
So fuck it. Yo, what role are you most proud of so far?
Wow. I'm proud of all of them. I'm really proud. I don't care if I'm just saying one word or whatever, but the most proud. You know what? I would have to say Brewster's Millions. Brewster's Millions, Christmas, it brought something out of me. Being Jacob, playing that role, I got a chance to really connect with feelings, bring out a character that I have drawn from other people, drawn from myself, and actually reading the script. So that's probably one of my proudest roles. And I got a chance to express and let people know that, hey, I'm not just a bruiser on film. I'm not here just to kick your booty. I'm here to love you. I'm here to be a loving, strong father. And what's so crazy is the director said when she cast me for that, watching my audition, she saw James Evans type character. And I took that as a heck of a compliment because James Amos is one of my favorite actors. God rest his soul.
Do you fear being typecast? And do you like actively kind of like go out your way to not be?
So, yep. And I'm glad you brought that up. I do not want to be typecast. That's why when you look at my demo reel or you look at the projects I've been in, everyone is different. I got some ones where I'm playing the bad guy, I'm playing the silly guy, I'm playing the dad, I'm playing a law enforcement official or just something different. So as long as you don't pigeonhole yourself and every time you audition or the stuff that you're putting out there isn't in the same category. And you gotta have an open mind too. You gotta have an open mind. You can't just go into it and always look at it the same way. You have to look at it through different versions and different ways of the spectrum. So, I never wanted to be, typecast. Because there's not too many roles I can do. I'm a black bald guy over 200 pounds. So, when they look at you, they're gonna think like, oh man, criminal. Oh man, killer. But, that's the reason why I really focus so much on my auditions. And I always step outside the box. When they see my auditions, a lot of directors say, oh, I didn't see that character like that. I didn't see this. And that usually awards me the roles when I audition for them.
Would you prefer, like a Will Smith career or Ed Norton?
I love both. I love both actors. Edward Norton has a different style from Will. See, I don't want a Will Smith career because I want a life. I want to go out. I want to, be able to do things normal people do and not get mugged by, TMZ or all these photographers and everything. But both of them have respected careers. I want to be known. I want to be somebody you can go out and be like, hey, that's that guy. You don't even got to know my name. But as long as you're like, yeah, that's that guy from that show, I'm good with that. I don't want to just go out and I got 50 million people waiting on me, or every little thing I do is being judged online and put out there. And then all of a sudden I'm in controversy and all that type of stuff. No, I want a career that I can be happy, that my loved ones can be happy. I can give influence to others and hopefully young folks, when they're looking up, they can say, oh, he's the inspiration. Okay. I don't have to play this role. I don't have to be this type of person when I'm out there. I can do this because he did it. That's the type of career I'm looking for.
Where you from, bro?
I was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. I'm sorry, Detroit. I can't say Detroit. Let me say that right. Detroit.
Yeah. I'm about to get off the show, bro. You about to get put the fuck off the show.
I've been traveling so much that when I say everybody say Detroit, they didn't hooked on me to me. So yeah, I'm sorry, everybody. My bad.
West side or east side?
East side, most definitely.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What you mean, sorry? Hey, y'all weird. West side is weird. I'm sorry.
I thought I was being compassionate. My
No, I love both sides. You know, I love my home, my home state.
What separates Detroit from other cities?
You know what? This may sound cliche, but Detroit is such a hard working place. I know you hear from, the Lions, the Pistons and all that stuff, but it's actually the truth. It's similar to cities like Pittsburgh and some cities in Ohio. You get a lot of people here who are just blue collar, workers, and we grind here a lot. You got a lot of cities that live in the glam they're huge and everybody's just uppity, bougie, what you might want to say. Yeah. But Detroit is just really, really hard nosed. You know what I'm saying?
Although we bougie.
I don't think so. You think so?
Yeah, we don't want to admit it. We bougie in certain areas.
West Siders.
Of course, absolutely. So we dress better than most people.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
And the hair game, even though neither one of us have hair, but the hair game, yeah, we bougie about that shit. We got our bougetto type of shit. So when you sit down with young kids, and let me back up a little bit, because your career seems to, and I don't know, I haven't seen you on Tubi, but
never done Tubi.
Detroit is killing Tubi. And the independent grind out of Detroit is second to none at this point. But you seem to have navigated a different career path. When there's a kid that comes up to you and wants your career path, what's the biggest lesson you can tell them or teach them?
Expand your mind. Don't always sit in a certain mind frame. Most people think that it's going to come to you. Success is not there to just seek you out. You have to seek it. Mm-hmm. And you have to want bigger. Like you asked me earlier, like what makes me want to do more? What makes me want to do better? Is I tell the young people to do the same thing. Like you said, don't pigeonhole yourself. Don't be a thug all the time, in films. Don't be a womanizer all the time in films. Cut the cursing down. Know how to talk when you enter certain spaces, but just don't give up. Don't give up, because in this business, you're going to get a ton of no's before you get one yes. You may get 200 to 300 no's before you get that one yes. And keep your head about yourself. I don't care how many, like here, a lot of people will think they did about 5 or 6 Tubi films and all of a sudden they famous. It's just like, no, stay humble. Stay humble. Like, one thing about me, I don't care how many network television shows or movies I've done. You always gonna see me probably with a superhero t-shirt on, some jogging pants, and I'm relaxed. I ain't about to be driving no $100,000 car, flashing money and everything. Just be humble. Be humble about what you do and be thankful, because even if you are in a Tubi film or an HBO film, stuff like this is not a given. Yeah, it's a gift. You go out there and you earn that, because there were thousands of people that auditioned for that role that you got. Be thankful for it, and strive to be better. And, there's going to be people in your life that when you get to that point, they won't like it. They'll try to bring you down. Yeah. They'll do things to bring you down to that level and take what you have. But you just got to remember where you are, where you come from, and just stay focused.
So you're gonna tell me, and I love humility. It's great and all of that. But you don't tell me that sometimes you don't look in the mirror and be like, I'm that motherfucker.
No, man, I'm old and bald, man. I'm getting little gray hairs. I don't even look at myself. Now, 20-year-old Bennie, I'd be like, yeah, you can't tell me that. Look at that cat. Oh, bald head guy. No, you know what? I was there before. At my younger ages, I was a male model. and I got into the wrong mind frame. You know, I walked around like I was that guy. You know, I was on these posters. I was modeling for Givenchy, Polo, all these big places, traveling the world and all this type of
Really?
stuff. Yeah. I mean, I
No,
was that
hold
guy.
on, hold on, bro. I'm sorry, but what the fuck is it like to just be driving down the street and see yourself in some draws on a big ass billboard?
You know what? At that time, I don't know, man. Being a young man, being a young man, and you got all these women coming at you from every angle, whether it be celebrities, rich women, business women. It's hard to take all in, but your mind is not mature enough to handle it. So yeah. But it's I was there before. I made some bad decisions, lost everything, and now the Almighty gave me another chance. And I'm coming in at this time with wisdom. I'm coming in it with humility, and I'm coming at it, you know, at a different angle. And it just like the old basketball player. You come out like Grant Hill, you hurt yourself, and all of a sudden you play like Antonio McDyess. When you shoot them jump shots, you ain't dunking on everybody no more. It's the same way.
Okay, so at what point? So you say you lost everything. Is there a moment where you remember the realization that damn, I was up here and now I'm here?
When I didn't have anything, when I was there, I had people, you know, that was around me, an entourage, me buying people stuff, giving out money, had houses, had a lot going on, had money, and I thought that they were my friends. I thought these people cared about me. But the moment things happened and I lost all of that, nobody was there. When I came to them and I said, "Hey, can I have this? I need you for this." It's just like they shunned me. They put their nose up, like, you know. And then I said to myself, and I prayed. I said, "Father God, if I ever get in that opportunity again, if I ever get the opportunity again and get myself in that, I will be a changed man. I will always put you first, no matter what I do, because I lost my way back then. It was like you can't serve two masters." So at that point, now I realized that I'm here by the grace of God. You know, I always want to bring God first in what I do, and it has really made a big difference in my career nowadays.
And speaking of that, and this is a question I ask everybody that comes on the show, has absolutely nothing to do with anything, but here goes.
Okay.
You're sitting on a park bench and God sits down next to you and he or she says you can ask them one question. What would it be?
Ooh. I want to know my purpose. I
You don't think you know that already, bro?
I don't. I'm still learning every day. I'm still seeking. I'm still asking. Every time I get up in the morning, I ask to be given vision and
Bro,
purpose.
we've been on I've known you for 27 minutes. And your purpose is your humility. Your purpose is your journey.
Okay. Okay.
Just just an old nigga, just dropping a couple of gems.
I'm probably older than you.
I doubt it. But the fact that you've been there and lost it all and got it back, that's a story that needs to be told because it's going to be duplicated.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be. There'll be somebody out there, some kid that will look at your journey and not do the dumb shit the first time around.
Right. Right.
Is there a friend from the first time around that you still rock with?
Yeah. There's a few cats that I actually talk to. You know, I used to be in the singing group too, so I still talk to a lot of people I sang with. A lot of cats I grew up with on the neighborhood. We still work out together every now and then. But you know what? The main person that has been there my whole career, my ups and downs, of course, is my brother.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of people I did have to get rid of, as in because they like I was saying earlier, they didn't want the best interest. You know, they bring the drama into your life and everything. But for the most part, I did kind of hang around people that had good mind frames. You know, business like mind frames moving forward.
Biggest compliment you ever received?
Biggest compliment I've ever received. I don't know if this is a compliment from somebody outside of my circle.
Mhm.
Uh, Well, wow. Can I say two?
Absolutely.
Um, then my parents said they proud of me. My immediate family, excuse me, that's my parents. And one day I was out in Walmart, and I had some little kids come up to me and they said, "Mommy, mommy, it's the bad guy from TV." And I said, "Huh?" And the parents came over and they said, "Hey, you was on Nickelodeon, right?" And the kids and everything, the smiles on their faces, man, it lit me up. It lit me up because if you got a chance to, meet somebody you see on TV that inspired you, or, you know, put a big old smile on a child's face, man, that really got to me. That really, really, really got to me. And
Mhm.
that's a compliment to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Most important criticism you've received.
Criticism. I'm not going, I don't know if I say it. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I barely got any love from my hometown. I was the one that nobody saw coming. You got all the other actors that's around that get all the love and everything, get the popularity contests and all this and the millions of followers and everything. But I was the one nobody paid attention to. I was always told that you can't, you can't, you can't, you can't. Uh, so I would take that as being the biggest insult to me.
Redman is one of the greatest MCs ever,
Yep.
but Redman's never been a superstar.
Right.
But Redman's had a career unlike most MCs.
Hmm.
Be Redman.
Yeah. Yeah. Or be me.
And that's what I'm saying. The parallel is there.
Mm.
Because every superstar falls. Very
Right.
rarely do you have like a Denzel is a once in 100 generational talent. Yeah, but most of them, Will Smith.
Hmm.
Go back to him. He big fall. But it's some actors that just have a career that is unparalleled and consistent.
Right. I believe that it's about what you bring into the business. And everybody knows it. Hollywood has a dark side. And I think that if you let that darkness in,
Mhm.
it can consume you. It'll take you over, use you, and spit you out. The thing that I do is I bring God before everything. Everything. When I'm on set, before I get there, I pray. When I wake up, I pray. When I'm finished, I pray. Before audition, I pray. When I see a script, I pray. And I just let the Lord know that I am humble in your grace. Recently I had to do a role playing a pastor, and man, it hit hard because it's like I felt that I was mocking God, and I kept
Mhm.
asking the real pastor that I was mirroring to, like, please pray for me, please pray for forgiveness. And I just think overall, when you get to that superstardom, people sell something. They give up something. And
Absolutely.
I don't want to get too far into that. We can get far into that,
Yeah.
but you gotta bring God to where you go, because wherever there's darkness, you got to bring that light bulb, and God is always going to be that umbrella that's protecting you. And that's the thing that I want to separate myself from everybody else.
Last time you said no to a role, and did you regret it?
No, I did not regret it. I said no to a certain role. There were certain aspects of the role that I wasn't comfortable with. Let's
Mhm.
say that. And yeah, I had to say no to it. I mean, I did the audition out of respect for my reps and the studio that was giving me the audition, but it just didn't sit well with me. Don't want to go there because it's political, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Does that bother you that you can't be yourself in what you say all the time?
It does. It's something that I know comes along with this business. You're being watched with a microscope on everything you do. So, I mean, but the great thing about me is I'm me. I'm kind of a silly guy. I'm open. I'm real easy to talk with. I don't really talk about politics anyway,
Mhm.
you know. So I don't really get into that whole situation. But yeah, it kind of sucks that you can't do or say certain things. Even if I wasn't in the public eye, you still can't do or
Right.
say certain things because it gets back to your job, it gets
Yeah.
back to your family, or it can get to your family. And that's another reason why I keep my family out of the public eye as well too. So it's this whole social media thing it's changed a lot.
And it's different when we do something.
Oh, it hit harder, way harder. So we
And
got to be careful. Like
yeah.
uh, black men in this industry, you got to be careful. You talk to, what you say, how you say it, and who you hang around, because you can be up here, and I mean it could be a pin drop and your career is gone. It could be a lie and your career is gone. So you just got to be very, very careful of who you have on your team, who you hang around with. That's why it's important that you get rid of certain people in your life,
Man.
and you know, watch your surroundings. And it's also important to also keep your family out of the spotlight as well too, because that can come back and haunt you. But yeah, being a black man, we're looked at extra hard, and it's almost like we're not supposed to be here type deal. So anything we do is bad.
And then we are responsible, well, not me because nobody knows me, but
Cut it out.
generally speaking, black men, are, if you get to a certain and black people, let me put it that
Yeah.
way,
Yeah.
are representatives of us all.
Yeah.
You get to a certain level, and it's, well, so and so happened. What do you think?
Mhm.
And they don't really want to know what you think. They want
Mhm.
you to agree with what they think with as the black representative.
Right. It's either that way, they want to know what you think as a black representative, or they're ready to dispute what you think.
Off the
So
rip. Before you
yeah,
even say it, I'm just going to assume, I had a lady at work, first off, tell me black people was lazy at work.
wow.
And this was this was when Obama was running the first time.
Okay.
This bitch told me I'm only voting for him because he was black.
Wow.
And at the time, to be quite honest, like, I was not the biggest. I didn't know the guy. He
Yeah.
was a brother. Man, she was right about that part. I did vote for him for this black. Man, yeah, fuck her. Twice, bitch. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Kind of did, just not with you. But anyway,
Right.
it still bothered me because I've always thought of myself to be a political individual.
Mhm.
And I don't, if I'm going to vote for you, generally speaking, I kind of want to know something.
Yeah, do your research. Mhm.
Yeah, oh my God, that was a big deal. Is there a role that you've seen, a book that you've read, or a script that you've seen that you can't afford right now to bring to life, but it's like your dream role?
Okay. So how I look at things is I have this saying, believe the impossible. So I
Mhm.
never say that nothing's out of reach for me. I have been up for 2 lead roles in 2 major motion pictures. I just recently just lost out on a lead role in a huge film. I lost it to a celebrity, but I was one of the 3 people that was picked. And it's like, man, you can do anything. But a role that as a kid, I've always wanted to be some type of cartoon character or hero, which almost every boy wants to do. So I wouldn't mind doing a DC or Marvel film moving forward, but I actually got a chance to have a dream role that is going to be coming out next year.
Mhm.
It's called Coyote vs. Acme, and this is about the Looney Tunes. You remember Roger Rabbit, right?
Yeah.
So they made a movie like that where there's real people interacting with cartoons, the new Looney Tune figures. And I don't know how much I can say, but I am in that film, and it's going to be in theaters nationwide. I mean, not nationwide, worldwide next year, with John Cena, Will Forte, Kenny Choi, and all those people. But I got a chance to interact with my favorite cartoon characters. I mean, I have a beef with one of them in there. I can't say, but it's actually one of my favorite characters growing up, and I'm beefing with them on the movie. So
Now we talking about the Acme company, like the Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny, Coyote vs. Acme, Road Runner, and
Yeah.
Wile E. Coyote. Mhm.
That's fucking dope, bro.
It's dope. It's like that was one of my dream roles.
That's crazy. And I just think I forget who that was that turned down. I think it was Eddie Murphy. They wanted him to be the lead guy in Roger Rabbit.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Pretty sure I remember him saying that. That was one of the roles that he turned down. But he said that he was doing Beverly Hills Cop at the time,
which is iconic.
you know, so he wasn't exactly like losing sleep over this.
Right. It's Eddie Murphy.
Do you write scripts also?
I have wrote one screenplay. I ain't the best at it, but I'm still working on stuff right now. That's the reason why whenever I'm on set, I am kind of watching everybody, see how everything works, whether it be the producers, writers, directors, because I want to know how to do everything. So I have some people that I'm very close with that are writers, and I watch what they do, and I'm still learning the whole process. But yeah, my life story, most definitely, I'm definitely gonna be writing about that.
Favorite actor and actress?
Favorite actor, whoo, and actress. And actress. Okay, so I got three. I got three that three males, and I'll get to the females in a second. But I'm gonna take it way back. Charleston Heston, Hugh Brenner, and Denzel. Those are my three inspirational
Charleston Heston.
Men. Oh my goodness! I just watched 10 Commandments the other day. that boy was a beast. He's a beast. He's a beast.
Okay. I don't think I've heard it before, but I can't be like, oh, he was trash. No, I can't. No, I can't do that. I can't disrespect the man acting wise. Like, yeah, he put up numbers and he did his thing.
I mean, he may have had the thought patterns may not have been what we agree with, but his acting was amazing.
Yeah, he did his thing. I can't lie.
And female, I got a chance to work with one of them, Diane Weiss. She was on Mayor of Kingstown with me. She's a legend in herself. No, she's a Caucasian lady, older, short hair.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said black. I'm sorry. My bad.
No. I think I know who you're talking about. I'm trying to.
Yeah, she.
Matter of fact, I think it was in the clip that Rita sent me. You had like a clip because I've watched Mayor of Kingston.
Yeah, that's a good show.
Yeah. Oh, girl can act.
Oh yeah, she's a beast, man. And Angela Bassett too. Angela Bassett is the queen. Oh my goodness, I would love to be on film with her.
Angela Bassett or Viola Davis?
Ooh, wait a minute. Now you're not playing fair. Now you're not playing fair. Both of them are legends. Both I would love to get on screen with any one of them.
Oh, yo, I think for me it would depend on like the type of role.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you know what? Okay, so I experienced this with Diane Weiss. It's a whole different acting come in levels. I mean, I was flying high. I was doing so many shows, and I was leaving another show, Poker Face, and I was coming to do Mayor of Kingstown. I'm thinking like, man, yeah, I'm doing my thing. But the moment the director said action, I didn't even know she was acting. And everybody looking at me, she talking. I'm like, hold on, wait, stop. I mean, she was just that good where she turned it on and turned it off, and you couldn't even tell the transition. And that's the first time I ever got intimidated. I mean, I quickly snapped out of it, but it is a level. When you on set with a legend like that, man, all bets are off. You better bring it. It's almost like The Rock in wrestling. Like when you're in the ring with that man, you better bring it, or you gonna get embarrassed like big time.
Yeah. Did she give you any advice?
Yeah. She was a sweetheart. Sweetest little thing too. She just said, "Hey, relax, do your thing." She said, "You're good. You made it here. Don't doubt yourself." And I was like, "Oh." And then after that, it just flowed. We had so many. Matter of fact, on our first take, we got it, but they just had to do different angles, But we got it on our first take, and it was pretty fun.
So take me to a set. Take me on set.
Okay.
How, for us as the viewing audience, it's something that we see 5 minutes.
Okay.
How long would you say on average it takes for y'all to just do that 5 minutes?
Oh, okay. So let's do an example. If you are on set and your line is, "Hey, doctor, he's dead." That line right there will probably take you 8 hours because the first thing you do, and we're not talking about just filming. You get on set,
Mhm.
you meet with the crew person that's in charge of you. They take you to your trailer. You sit there for I don't know how many hours. You probably eat. You go to makeup or makeup and wardrobe. They look at you. Most of the time, I don't need makeup because I got pretty skin. But no, but your makeup and wardrobe. They need to look at you. They need to send pictures to production to get approval. That takes another couple hours. And then when you finally get called to set, you have different angles that they have to not. It all depends on the budget too. If you're working on something major like WB, Sony, some big stuff, you got multi cameras. So you're gonna probably say your line about 50 times one angle. They're gonna stop, set everything up a different angle, say your line about 50 different times, put a close up on the other person, put a close up on you, go behind your head, go behind their head, do the steady cam where they're walking with it. It takes a lot. And then if you have a part where you have a whole dialogue and then you get to the theater and it's they cut 90% of your stuff out. So you get up and like, "Hey, how you doing?" And that's it. You be like, "What the heck?" No. So it takes a lot. It's a lot of work. That's why when you see, I don't know if you got a chance to experience it, but those who know me, when I'm done from set, I'm exhausted. It's almost like I've been in the plant for like 12 hours. It exhausts you like mentally. So when you mentally exhausted, it trickles down to the body.
Was that the biggest disappointment? Is that it took so long to do shit?
And then not see your part. Well, that happened to me on a Disney project. We spent, as a matter of fact, I was 2 days on set, had a blast. And, I'm telling everybody online, I'm telling my people, "Hey, this is about to come on. This and this and this." And it was one of my first too.
Mhm.
And I get there, my part was totally cut. Matter of fact, I seen a silhouette of me in the background. And then I looked on IMDb and it said uncredited. I was like, bruh, like how you said, it humbled me. It humbled me too to not speak before it comes out. If my manager on here, she probably gonna be like, "Yeah." So, but you know what? You're there. It's not one of those things where at first I was upset because I didn't understand that side of business, but just being there, it's something you're gonna have to deal with. It's something you accept when it happens. You just move on. You're thankful that the director and casting director got a chance to pick you, and you just take it for what it is. And it's not the fact that you did a bad job. It's probably could be time restraints. It's probably because that scene didn't make sense in that part. It could be recast. It could be anything. So you can't wear your heart on your shoulder. You just gotta brush it off and keep moving forward.
Having never been a director of anything, but I can see how reading something is totally different than seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I'm assuming that when a director reads the script, well, the director's got a vision for it, just like everybody has their own little, personal vision for their part. He or she's got an overall, and then when you see it, you're like, "Yeah, I thought that shit was going to be like this, but it didn't look that way." Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
So right now, would you say you're like kind of you in your bag right now? Things is kind of humming along as far as your career. Things are, where you would like them to be.
Man, I am blessed. I am on cloud nine right now because you got most people that been in the industry for years and haven't got a major network television series or haven't been on a movie since 2021. I've been in 30, and they're all major. So it's like, from HBO's, Sony, Showtime, WB, Paramount. It's like that hardly never happens. This, and like I said, thank the Almighty for that. The tear that I'm on right now is kind of rare. It's kind of rare. So that's why I'm living in the moment right now. I'm not taking it for granted. I'm not expecting one thing or the other. I'm just humble and I'm just having fun while I'm here doing it.
Damn, 30?
30. I'm like, how did that happen?
Oh, God damn. Okay, so is it at a point now where you don't have to audition for everything? Like there's something somebody's like, I want Benny in this role.
No, I ain't to that level. Yeah, I mean, I have been offered roles. Don't get me wrong. I have been offered roles because people know what I can do. That I've worked with somebody in the past, but no, I mean, I love auditioning. Even if it did get to that point, audition is fun because you're getting a chance to be somebody else. You're getting a chance to flex your muscles and see if I can do this and see if I can do that. So, yeah, but no, I'm not at that level yet. I'm definitely not at that level yet. I want to be, but I will kind of miss at the same time, I will kind of miss auditioning because that was the fun part to me. One of the fun things.
So do you have a routine for learning your lines?
Look at the lines and go to sleep. Because one thing we have, a lot of people don't understand, we got a memory that our mind remembers things that we think we don't. You ever have something that you just like, you're reading something, you can't really comprehend it, you can't really, or a song, you listen to it, you're like, dang, I don't know the words, but you lay down and you wake up the next morning, all of a sudden you singing it. Like, how in the heck did I remember this? So that's usually
I'm not that bright, bro.
Well, maybe it's just me.
That shit dies with me as soon as I close my eyes.
You said you done, huh? Yeah, that's my routine. I look at it, and then I wake up the next day, and that's when I let my mind just flow. I let all the because when I'm actually doing an audition, I like to look at it from different angles. If they come at me and say, "Hey, you're the leader of this crime syndicate," audition for that. I'll give them that, but then I'll give them something else, and then I'll give them something else. For a total 180 from each other, just to let them know that I can be directed. I have a vision. I can, expand my mind to different things, and that's another reason why I don't get pigeonholed or typecast, if you would say.
Last time you cried?
Ooh. You know what? The other day, you wake up, you're thankful for being alive, but then, as a black man, as a man, sometimes you have the world on your shoulders, and you like Atlas, and it breaks you down, man. It breaks you down. No matter how much I'm smiling on camera, you see my social media posts and how the good time, there's still reality. And reality hits hard, regardless of where it's coming from. So yeah, the other day, man, sometimes you need those. And then, society tell us that you're a man. You can't do that.
Man.
But yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
And like women, talk about it all the time. Why men aren't emotional, and I know it's got nothing to do with it, but because they weaponize our shit.
Yeah.
And it's not just the women that weaponize it, it's the media. A black man crying, they turn you into something that is, when it's one of them, it's understandable. It's heartwarming. It's him being a full human being. He's in touch with his feminine side, and they kill us when we do this shit.
Yeah, it's we're all, even though we think in logic, we still human. We still human. We got feelings like everybody else. Matter of fact, on Brewster's Millions Christmas, when I was delivering my first line, that was my first set of lines that was at the table. It was touching. I almost went into tears from that because, like I said, I was so immersed into the role that I actually felt the words. And a few of my cast members, I had Romeo. He stopped and looked at me. Romeo was like, "Dang," So I mean,
Master P. Romeo.
Yeah, Romeo. That boy crazy.
I've never seen this Brewster's Millions Christmas. Are we talking about? It's based on the original Brewster's Millions with
Richard Pryor.
Pryor. Oh, I love that movie.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know they had I didn't know they had one.
Oh yeah.
Yo, what's that on? I need to watch that.
BET Plus.
Oh, okay, so BET Plus, Paramount, Sony, Showtime, MTV. And MTV, by the way, people are not paying attention to MTV taking over the streaming era because they got a lot of shit everywhere.
Well, people don't know Paramount is over MTV. So they're kind of the same thing. Because, you know, when you look at, because when I went to Mayor of Kingstown,
Mhm.
you know, you see Paramount, you see MTV on the same contract. It's like, oh, then when I did Pretty Stone, you see Hulu, MTV. You know, they're always there. It's like sister companies or companies that's owned under the big ones.
Yo, I did not. I'm trying to think of what's the Western? I like 1923, and then the Western that's like a spinoff of. I cannot.
Oh, you talk. I want to get on
Yellowstone.
that Yellowstone. I wanted to get on that so bad.
Oh my god! And it's I like this. I work with this young lady who is obsessed with this shit and got half
Mhm.
our floor watching this shit. Oh my, yo! If you have not watched Yellowstone, and I can't remember the director's name, but that guy directs a lot of shit.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, yo, you would be on that though? That's
I,
that's it.
what? I would love to be on something like that. Like I said, I'm not the typical black guy who just want to be in black movies. I want to be in everything. I want to be in everything. As a matter of fact, I just did a role that it was written for a redneck white guy, but my audition and made the director change the character or help the
Hmm.
director change the character to me. So, man, like, look, I want to be in everything. I want to have fun. I want to do roles that not all of them. I want to do roles that people think I can't do.
Would you play damn, what's the movie that Sam Jackson was in? With Leo DiCaprio,
Django,
Django. Would you
you
play?
doggone right, I would.
You
Yep,
would do the
and I
Sam
would be the most
Jackson.
hated guy on that film.
What I don't know, bro. And it's not even the movie role per se. It's I don't want to be in the grocery store and see some 5-year-old black kid think I'm really that guy.
You know, that's something you can't avoid, unfortunately. Because you know you can go out and you can be like you having a bad day and you can be playing father roles all the time and people come up like, hey, it's the dad from TV, and you ain't having it. You like, man, get out of my face. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden it's something you can't avoid.
Yeah, that's why
Like,
Jaleel White be angry all the time.
oh, because the Steve Urkel thing.
I couldn't live with that either, bro. That's too much.
Yeah, you can't get out of that. Everybody's always going to see him for that.
Yo, what would you still be thankful and humble if they're calling you the same guy for 20 years?
You know what? A friend of mine who also in the business said, people fear the word typecast, but you got to think about it. The end of the word is cast. You are cast. You booked. So you're working. So if you are stuck in that same category, at least you're working. You're known as that guy. Like I said before, there are thousands of other people that would die to get that role that you got. I wouldn't
Yeah.
be opposed to it.
What's the Danny? What is it? Danny Trevino? I think is that his name?
Trejo?
Trejo, the white dude that plays just the same. It's the same character over and over and over.
Hey, he do it
That
well.
motherfucker be getting work.
Yeah, I heard he's like that in real life though. I heard he had a past. He
Yeah,
was really a killer or something
I
like
heard
that.
him
So
just shits too. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. Hey, I'm no disrespect to you, buddy. I got
I want no smoke, Danny.
I'm too old for the smoke. Yo, if people want to get in contact with you, they want to book you. How they go about doing that?
They will contact my representation. I have an awesome team of agents and managers. I got Actors LA Agency. I got Fergan Mayer. I got Helen Wells as my agents and my manager. I'm a swag talent over here, and the Truth Lifestyle. So you can hit those companies up and get straight to me, or you can reach out to social media. I'm on social media as well too.
So I'm gonna assume that Katrina Fristow is part of the team.
That's the swag. That's the swag. That's one of my managers.
As soon as you said the swag, I was like, yeah, I've seen that. I had to scroll up a little bit. Swag-tastic superstar, destined for an Emmy or an Oscar. Okay. Next year you get nominated for an Oscar. You win. Who's the first person you think that isn't God?
Oh, you know I was about to go there. Definitely the family. My mom, dad, brother. Wow, the people that are close to me, the Munch, the Flea, Pumpkin, the Smurf Village. It's so many people in my life that I would thank that's been there, rooting for me like so much. And man, it'll be one that that's when you're gonna see me cry. I'm gonna break down like a little 5-year-old kid. Seriously. But all my
what I'm
reps
gonna do?
well
I'm
too.
gonna be at home cutting up this interview. Yeah, I interviewed that motherfucker.
But yeah, you got to do the norm. You got to, like you said, Almighty. Of course, you got to thank the committee, but you thank your reps as well too, man, because you wouldn't be here without them and their hard work, for what they're doing and belief in you. It's just, so they only give you a certain amount of time, so you can't thank everybody. So you just try to kind of keep it down.
You know what? I never understood why more people don't thank themselves.
Oh, well, who's the Al Bundy did it? Remember when he scored all them touchdowns?
Well, he's supposed to though. Like your rep wasn't on the field running for them 4 touchdowns at Polk High.
What you know about Polk High? Stop it now,
on, man. Stop
it now.
I'm just saying, and shout out to the reps, respectfully. But you got to give yourself some credit for you are the one hearing all those no's.
True. It's you.
Ain't nobody showing up to the audition with you.
True. That is true. Hey, you're looking at it from a different angle. That's what I say. Open mind.
Yeah. Hey, and the Lord gave us free will for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You're using it for the gift that He gave you.
Right.
Yeah, I'm thanking me, bro. I ever get a fucking award. I don't care if it's the stinkiest dude. I'm gonna thank myself. Thank me for not washing my ass.
Matter of fact, I think you should copy and paste Al Bundy's whole speech when he got that award. I think nobody but myself. And you would, dude. I want to be there to see that.
I probably would, though. Actually, if I had the bread, I'd bring Al Bundy up there with me. I want to thank
yeah.
Oh, that would be, yo, this has been I love this conversation, bro.
Thank you.
Truly appreciate it. And I do apologize if I missed something I didn't get. I'm not all that.
Good.
However, is there anything you want to leave with people before we dip out of here?
To everybody that wants to pursue this career, don't stop. Keep pushing. Again, like I said before, you are going to get a lot of no's before you get a yes. Open your mind. Don't just keep yourself stuck in one category. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to step outside of your box and just, if whatever, I don't know if you're religious or not, but always keep the Almighty first and just never sell yourself. Never sell yourself.
What kills me though is the super killer niggas that be thanking the Lord. Like, bro, you killed 18 people in your music. I'm not sure that God is up there like, yeah.
that might not be the person they thinking, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, I gotta be realistic. Anyway, man. Again, it has been a pleasure and an honor. And shout out to the best manager from my perspective in the universe, Rita. Fucks with you heavy.
Hey, Rita.
Shout out to your team. Y'all doing a phenomenal 30 since 21. Y'all are the GOATs. Shout out to y'all. So anyway, on that note, we out of here. Definitely appreciate you, bro. You have a phenomenal day on purpose.
Thank you. Thank you.
No doubt, man. We out of here. Y'all have a good one. Yo, this has been another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio. I am your host, Jobs. I do appreciate y'all for tapping in. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share the show, blah, 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 blah. Y'all already know the drill. Y'all really are fucking dope. Yo, and Bennie, 30 in 4 years is crazy work, man. Y'all need to make sure y'all go Google Bennie Taylor and start getting into his is it a catalog? His resume of work. Incredible. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'll see y'all next week at 5:00. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me look and see who we got. I think we got Detroit Diamond next week at 5:00. We do. And then we got Isis DeMille, I do believe, at 7:00. On that note, I'm out. Peace.